Hi, welcome back to Feed the 99. Thank you for watching my first two previous videos, for liking, subscribing, and commenting. It means a lot to me. This is part 3 of coming to California. So part 3, I was still volunteering and praying over people at the organization I was at, and from there, I asked if they were hiring. They said yes, and I applied for the position that was available, and I was hired immediately. And so that was a good thing. And I was questioning God. Okay, God, like, I know you said California, my car's paid off, I have now a job, now what do I do? And I wasn't hearing anything from God at that time, and I believe God didn't give me the answer right away because He wanted me to take time and to take things step by step and not rush into the next big thing. And so I myself was getting anxious, and I was thinking like, okay, I gotta hurry up. I need to know what's the next thing for me. Where's the next opportunity? What's gonna happen? And so I immediately started applying for jobs and looking at apartments. I was stressing myself out because I wasn't receiving anything back. So I prayed again and I asked God, I said, God, where do I go? Where do I apply? How do I do this? How am I even going to afford an apartment there? I felt God tell me in my spirit, saying, in my time and in my way, I will give you that opportunity of a job and a place to live. Be patient. And so I surrendered all my efforts of trying to look for an apartment and trying to look for a job in California to God. And 6 months into my previous job as a coordinator at the organization I was at, praying and helping people give food to them, during that time, I felt a pull and a tug to fast, and so I haven't fasted in months from then on. But I just felt a pull and a tug to fast. So I started fasting for 3 days. During those 3 days, I was praying fervently and asking God, what's next? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to surrender? What do you want me to change about myself? If there's any pruning that you need from me, please prune me and just teach me to walk in your ways and to be more like Jesus. And during that time, God was speaking a lot to me. And the 3rd day came of my fast, and a friend of mine calls me from California. I'm in Texas at that time. And he says, Audrey, I just felt led to call you, and you were on my heart, and I wanted to offer you this job. And with this job comes with an apartment where you share the apartment with your colleagues that are also going to work with you. And so immediately after that fast, I told my friend, I said, well, I will get back to you on that. Let me pray about it first, and I will let you know by tomorrow. And so my friend said, all right, okay. And as I was praying and I asked God, is this where you want me to go? I remember you told me a while back that you will provide the job for me and a place to live for me in California. So then God immediately answered, and as I was praying, he said to me, Audrey, this is the opportunity. Now go. And when he said that, I was just in shock, and I thought, okay, God, this is it. I will go. And I immediately put my 2 weeks in at the previous job I was at in Texas, and I told them, I said, I feel that God is calling me to California. Can you pray for me during this time? And just so that I know this is where he's leading me, and it's not just me and my thoughts, but that this is God really calling me there. And I was working with 2 individuals at that job who were actually from California. And I also met at a coffee shop a lady whose work was at that specific location in California as well. So all of these things were aligning, and they were all very timely. And so I told my family, I'm packing my stuff. I put my 2 weeks in. I'm gonna go to this job, and I'm gonna live over there in California, and I'm going to let God guide the way. And so look out for part 4 of what happens next from there. I wanted to say lastly, thank you again for watching up to this point. You are not missing out on anything that God has for your life. God has everything under control. Trust in him, surrender all things to him, and if you feel a tug to do something, and if he's calling you to do it and you feel in your heart that it's him telling you to do so, go for it, do it, and ask him to give you confirmation, and he will give you that confirmation for sure. See you guys next week for part 4 of Coming to California. Bye. Stay blessed.